Welcome back to Worlds of Wonder, and we're going to be doing the 4 bottles. Yesterday we worked on the horse, and I ended up using a stencil rather than the stars. I was thinking about doing stars around them, but I like the stencil, and we are also going to do the stencil on the bottles. So let's get started. I'm going to just pull you down. Tilt you a little bit so I can see too. Try to stay in the groove. So I think we'll start with this one. I already did this one last night. So let's start at the top and work our way around. And when we get all done, I'm going to show you the stencil that I used, and we're going to run the stencil a little bit around these, and I used distressed ink, purple, a grape purple I think it was, and a green. So let's see, we're going to try to stay in the lavender realm like we are. We can add some colors because it's a little different. So I'm going to pull back out all of my lavenders that I had pulled out, and I will tell you as I go along which colors I will use, because I don't know right now. So we're going into a Prisma. We got hot pink, we got mulberry, we got processed red, I've got pomegranate, we got processed red again. So let's get rid of that one. And Delphinium purple. I got Parma violet and violet. And what do we got here? Lavender. So those are the lavenders we're going to use so far in our picture. And again, we can add other colors, not a problem. We're not restricting ourselves to anything. I'm going to pull out chartreuse, apple green, and jasmine for our greens. And I will tell you again, I got a Kelly green. So let's go. So I'm going to start out by, I think, using Parma violet again. And I'm just going to start with doing the base part of the house. We're just going to fill in the little house. Just using a light touch. I'm going to keep it light. I don't want to go too dark with this color. And let's see. This little house is built one piece on top of the other piece, huh? Wonder if this is what's called an add-on. I don't know. Well, I got all my work done this morning, and The only thing I've left to do is a load of laundry, and I'll do that later. So I thought I will jump in and do this second video. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all so much. And to my old ones, I love you. I love you. I love you. You make me so happy. I'm glad that you came to be a part of our family. We are a little family here, I think. So maybe we'll do every other one. How about that? As always, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just doing. I wish when they drew these, they would make it so the end one would always end up the same color. I think that would be nice. But since it doesn't, we'll work with it, right? All right, so now I think we're going to switch to mulberry. We can fill in our little shade. What do you call these things? Can't think. When you're coloring, does your pencil ever look like it's bending? Sometimes mine does. I'm like, what? It must be my eyes. I'm waiting on my classes. Should be here this week. So I hope they don't disappoint me. I hope they clear things up a little more. I'm just trying to darken it just a little bit, like right under the roof. Like that. All right, so let's see. We could do this piece. We're just relaxing and doing these little bottles. We're going to try to make them blend with our other page. So, just looking to see if we got anything else we want to do before I lay this color down. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm going to pick up let's do the process red. I'm going to come down my top of my little roof like that. Is this the same color we just colored with? I think we used mulberry. Okay, so this is good, this is good. So I'm just blending down a little bit. It's kind of like giving it a little Gonna do some little circles right in there where I started to blend it, or to darken it. Now I'm blending it a little more. And just leave some white. I'm not going to do it all. I did start a Facebook page for us if you want to share your pictures. I will go check it, see if anybody tried to join since yesterday. So I'm just checking it once a day. And I know I put you to sleep, computer. So my pencil must have hit it. I bet you get tired of me putting this thing to sleep. I'm going to set the mouse way over there. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring in our green, but where is it? The one we used. I'm going to take that knife out of there because I don't have the lid on it. Out of my jar. This green. I know it was a little short green. There it is. Yeah. Chartreuse. I'm going to go ahead, just like I did on the other side. And we're going to work with this just on our roofs. Just to bring that color in to this side of the page. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the whole little roof here. We got any place else? We could do this little part here. That will look cute. So let's take our violet, which is our darkest color, and I'm going to just do some of these wooden pieces. Let me sharpen it just a tiny bit more so that I can we're just going to fill in all the little places we have left. And we can do this stick. Probably a pole would be more appropriate. And this little pole, like that. You could do these little dots. Whoops. Do you do that where you mark a something, a little tiny circle, and it's not even close. Okay. So now I just want to go under the roof just a little bit to give it a little bit of dimension. Kind of like that, and maybe down this side, wherever there might be a little bit of a shadow. Kind of like it's right under this little piece here, because that wood's probably sticking out a little ways up on top, like that. Just darkening it a little bit. We just want that shadow to kind of show up. And we could do one side of the window. Maybe under the window here. And around one side. Kind of like that. So we used our yellow for the windows on the other side, so we'll do it here too. I'm just doing like a center of it, not the whole thing. So I'm letting some white show through, if that makes sense. It's like there's lights on in the building, and it's just kind of glowing out. And then this little lantern. That. We could kind of do these in yellow. And this is that jasmine. I would call it more of a buttercup. Okay. And then we can just kind of do little X's, little dots. That. I'm going to take our pumpkin mineral orange. Go right around the side of this. Across the bottom, the top. And I think we'll do a little bit on the bottom. And just come back and blend it again a little bit. Just soften those edges. And we could do this one and that. Just come over the top of it, kind of like that. Gonna blend it, the bottom a little bit with this. Okay, so let's just do the pots in this. Same color. And then the pumpkin, we'll just go right around the very edge, like that, and on our little pots. Just kind of like that. On this one we could do same thing. Just blend it a little bit. Okay, so now we can do our tree. And I think we'll come down with our pumpkin right along the edge as much as possible. Right around the edge like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take our Kelly green and do some little circles along with our light sap light green, and just kind of mix them together. Just let them make a highlight in the tree. That's the easiest way. So if you want to, you could just come in, do it like that, and then come back over it. Just fill in the little white spots, and that gives a really nice little highlight in your trees. Like that. Isn't that pretty? Sometimes you can see them online and sometimes you can't. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is grass. And I'm going to fill it in. I don't know what this little box is. I'm going to come back over with little circles. Because sometimes your little circles makes little highlights. Just don't go over and over it. Just let some of the color beneath show through. All right, so then we need to do our whatever these little plants are. It's kind of like that. And I'm still trying to debate what this little box is. So it may be a little air conditioner. I don't know. So we're just gonna color it. Not worry about it. Like that. And then, what do we, oh, we got to finish the bark on the tree. So, I'm going to use this burnt okra. It's similar. Just like that. Okay. So you can kind of put some white little streaks, but that's as far as I'm going with that. So I'm going to get my blue. Which blue did I use? It was that really light blue. There it is. I'm going to make all the bottles the same as far as that goes. So this is sky blue, and I'm going to go over this little lip thing, and I want to make this darker than I do the inside. So I'm pressing down to make that glass outline look bluer. And then I'm coming back in, just a light touch, and I'm just going to fill in everywhere that isn't colored. You can go over the little yellow stars. Just try not to drag. Let me sharpen it. Not to drag your purple or it doesn't have to be solid. It can, some of the white can show through because it's just a liquid. We're just making it like if it's got liquid in it. That's all we're doing. And I'm gonna draw a line across the bottle because I want the top part to look clear. That's my version. And when we get all done, if you want to, you can come back with a white gel pen or a Posca pen or something and do some little highlights even on the windows and to make it look like it's careful of the purple because it wants to, and if it does, just go back and forth. You can get it worked out. If you drag color around, just go back and forth. It'll kind of melt. So I'm just making this little line a little bit darker up here. And that's our little I'm just going to go over this yellow with just a little bit of blue. So So it kind of blends in. So now we got to do our cork. And I think I used Sierra Beige. I'm just going to go over it lightly, even though it's kind of darker. And that was Sierra Beige. Okay, and then let's see. Let's try 70% gray. We're just going to give it a little bit of a highlight. We don't need much. Okay, I'm going to take my white and I'm going to blend it all together. Kind of like that. And it kind of looks like a cork. Okay. So we can also come in here on our purple and just soften it now. Just like we did on our flowers on the other page. We're just softening that. Just this on these little, like that. And we'll call that a done deal. Maybe a little bit right here for the highlight. Okay, so that one's done. So let's move on to bottle number 3, because we've already done one other one. Or I did it. Oops. So let's work on our little house. And again, we're going to do it in a lavender. So I think I'm going to take the violet this time. And I'm going to color real light. All of the little house. This is a pretty cute little house for a little tiny house. I was watching something on YouTube, which I watch. 99% of everything I watch is on YouTube. Because I don't have cable, I just have the internet. And don't care for what they have on TV. And they were taking a tour in Scotland, and they went up to this place where they have the tiniest house in the world on a little island. And it was so cute. It was just a little tiny house, and it looked like a little bush that was growing next to it that looked like a little tree. So I don't know if they keep that little tree trimmed down to fit the size of that little house or what. But it was cute. They were quite proud of their little house. The tiniest house in the world. It was funny because it was just this funny little piece of land that sticks up. Like a teeny, teeny, tiny little island. With a little house. So I'm just coming back after I've colored it and shaded a little bit more. Just around the edges. Like that. We can do these little pieces of wood. I'm just seeing, like, do this little add-on room they have back here. And then I'm going to make it pretty dark. Like a little shadow. So that that room stands out from the main part of the house. Just like that. And then we'll do this. It kind of looks like it's windy in there or something. Like a storm is brewing inside the bottle. And that's possible, huh? Okay, let's see. Let's make the bar, whatever this is for. How about this little pipe? Maybe we'll make that top part something other color. Okay, so let's see what else we can do to this little house. Let's go ahead and the mulberry, back to the mulberry tree. And maybe those little shingles, we'll use our mineral orange and pumpkin. It'll bring some of that color in from the little house below. So let's find those two colors. I'm going to have to sharpen them. Maybe get a drink of my coffee. When your mouth is dry, it tastes so good. I better go with the lighter color first. So I'm going to make little circles. Like that. Just along the edge, I want enough room to add the darker color, but I want Okay, and so, okay, so now we're coming in with, oh, that's not what I want, not the burnt. I want the pumpkin. That's pumpkin orange. And I'm just going to make little circles into that to get it to blend. Just like that. That'll make a cute little shingled roof. It makes it a cute little shingle roof. Okay, so I think I'll just come down and make the tree. I'm not going to try to make it two-toned. It's just too darn skinny. If you wanted to, you could come back over the top of it in different places and just give it a little, but I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. I'm not gonna. So we'll come back with our pot. Like that. So now let's do our trim. And we can do this little roof. And trim on the door. Okay. I'm thinking, let's do our little lights. Maybe we'll give it a little, no, we better do. That's all right. Let's make a yellow door too. I'm thinking more about what to do with this step. Okay. So that was our Kelly, that's what I thought. And this is our sap green light. Like that. And I think, just so we add some of this color in this house. Alright, we could do these little plants here. Like that. Made this one with Kelly. Okay, so where'd our yellow go? There it is. I need to do the windows. Like that, and then, oh my goodness, I don't want it that dark. I'm thinking of my steps, Maybe we'll just come in with beige putty. Okay. And I'm going to just come over this little house with just a little bit of pink. Cover up some of those white. Just a little bit. Gives it a little shadow cast of something. Okay, so we used that one, so let's highlight with the 70% maybe. And we'll come back and blend it a little better. And just a little bit. Okay, so let's do our cork. And this is the putty. And then we're going to come back in with our darker and just give it a little bit of a shade. Then we're going to come in and blend it. Making little circles. Okay. And then I think we'll take our burnt umber and just go over these little dots. It's supposed to be the holes in the cork. Kind of like that. And then let's get our blue out. And again, we're going to cover this heavier and the sides heavier than we do the center. There's lots of ways to do this glass, but this is what I chose for today. And just go in between all these the best you can, just to get a little blue down. Doesn't have to be solid from side to side. And I think I'm going to make a heavier line where these little things are. And then continue just to do it light. So whatever these are, wispy clouds or airstreams, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I think I'll make the water level come right to there. And then we got one more bottle to do. And then our stenciling. The stenciling goes fast. I got my stencil off of Amazon. I find it hard to find the stencils, especially the ones you would like to have on Amazon, but you have to just keep looking. I guess that isn't going to come up, whatever it is. Okay, the stencil will cover it up. Whatever I did there. Okay, so let's start with this little bottle. And we have a little mansion in this one. Okay, so we're going to keep with our theme of the lavender. Now, where's that pencil? There it is. Our Parma Violet. Let's go ahead and or should we make it dark so it'll be light, light, dark, dark? I think you're right. I think we should go dark. This is a cute little house. If I had to pick one, I think I would pick this one. To live in, I mean. If I was an ant. As small as an ant. Okay, so let's, I don't know what this is supposed to be, so I'm going to make it like that. This one's got wispy little clouds in it too. If that's what it is, I don't know. Well, let's leave it like that for now. Okay. So, I think we'll do our roof with our trusty orange and mineral. Just to keep it blending in with. And I'm going to shade it up and shade it down. Kind of like that. And I'm thinking this is a balcony, so let's make it like a little balcony. It's my little house. It would have to be. Because my little house has plants everywhere. I don't know how that happened, but I'm telling you, it's loaded. Hanging plants. Okay. So, guess we need to make that little pot what we make every other little pot. This reminds me of my little string of pearls. Sometimes they're called prayer pearls or something like that. I saw one long time ago, years ago, in this old little tiny town in a grocery store, hanging way up high, and it was huge. And a few years ago, I found me one, and I started to grow it, and it's doing quite well. Okay, so now, what colors do we want to make the roof, or the, let me add some of this to the plants. This is going to be fun going in between all these little leaves for the blue. But we can do it. We can do all things. This one's a little bigger, so I'm going to give it just a little tiny bit. Oops, you look away for 1 second. I was looking up to see what I colored something else, and that with that. Okay, so now I think we'll come back to our processed red. That's what we'll use. On our little house. So putting down the stencil, we're going to have to be careful not to go over our bottles. But I think it'll make a beautiful double page. And that's what I always look for, is to see how it will blend together. And let's put some yellow in the windows. Let's see if we can't get this little guy yellow. And then I took a little bit of the mineral orange, like that. And I'm giving up. I'm going to go ahead and do this one too. Okay, and now we just got to do the grass. And I think I used, yep, sap green light. Cool beans, huh? So let's go ahead and do our outline. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. I'm pressing down good to give it a good little scrub of blue. And this is our sky blue. And we're going to go over these little lines. They're probably like little clouds. Yeah, I pulled that pink out, so I'm just going over it until it disappears. So since they're clouds, I'm going to give them a little more of the blue. I'm just going up, 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 up. I'm going to go over my windows. Between all my little plants. I just kind of went over these ones. Try to stay away from the side of the house. If you pick up any color, just go over it until you get rid of it. Alright, so we're up, up, and away now. Forgot to give it a little that, and then I think that's like a screw on top. So let's see if we can add a little color and a little putty. Kind of matches in with that one. Maybe do every other one just to darken it a little bit, and I think we're done. Okay. Did we get everything? I think we got everything. I'm going to put all my pencils in a jar. And then I'm going to show you. I'm using mowed lawn and seedless preserves, a purple and a green. My little brush. I love these brushes. Somebody said they're makeup brushes. I don't know. But I got them off of Amazon. Just look under brushes. You'll find them. If you can't, let me know. And this is my, it's like a half moon with roses and all kinds of pretty stuff. I've used it a lot, the colors that I put on here. Now, from what I understand, I haven't done it on this one. I don't know why I didn't clean this one. But you can use hand sanitizer on them, and they will clean them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going by these little leaves here. This one here. And let me see if I can raise you up higher, because you're not going to see the whole thing, but You'll be able to see a lot of it. So what I'm going to do is take my lids off because one's green and one's purple, and I know which is which. Other than that, I would do one at a time. So I want to get this leaf lined up, kind of. And I'm also looking at the top, trying to find a place. And this book is laying pretty flat because I've used it a lot. And so I'm just going to pounce. And you can push. Actually, the only thing I'm thinking about right now is staying away from my bottle. Now I can go right back into the green. Nope, I'm not changing brushes. I want this just to mix and blend. Right back over the top. Can do a little bit there. And if you're careful, you can line it right back up if it gets out of line. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you. I'm going to hold this down and I'm going to pull it back. Now, do I like that? Do I need any more? I'm asking myself. And I think I like it a lot. I think it's blending very pretty. And it looks like I've used also a darker purple. So I'm going to pull out and try not to move. I'm going to try out the Villacious Potion. Now this one, I'm going to make sure I do not mix it up. So I'm just going to put a little bit and maybe right in here between these guys, and just a couple of touches. But I'm staying away. Now I can add some of the lighter, some of the green, and make sure I don't get it on my bottle. Okay? And I'm just pouncing it. So now I'm going to lift it up and see what I have done. And I like it very much. So I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to try to line up this green and just move it over. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Let's see if I can move my book a little bit. I'm just adding some of this purple and some green down in here. Let's put some more green right in here. Just making sure I'm paying attention where my bottle is. Now I'm going to add some of the other color that I mistakenly but pleasantly Alright, now let's look. Okay, I like that. So now let's turn your stencil. And you can do this with any stencil that you got. Anything. You just have to and again, we're just watching out for our bottle. Let's see how we like that, I think. Whoops. Okay. So let's do the same thing on this side. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the leaf and I'm trying to go like right below it, off to the side. I'm going to start with the green. Just add a little green here, a little green there. Some of this color purple. And then the other one. There's nothing here, so I don't have to worry about my bottle. Okay, so that looks pretty, but I'm thinking this looks kind of empty in here. So let's come up a little bit. I'm going to move it over in case we want to move it over and put something in there. See, knock, knock, come in. I don't know, are you seeing this? No? Okay. This is kind of hard to show, but we're coming up through the center. Add just a little bit of that color. Let's see. All right, so what if we flip it over? And I kind of line up those two leaves kind of like that, because one's going here, one's going there. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, line that back up. And let's put some of the lavender in there. Being very careful not to hit my bottle, although we have lots of color on it, so it probably would wipe right off. Okay, I think we're going to stop. So let me find my lids and put these away. Purple, 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 green to green. And put these back in my box. Now, if anybody hasn't seen what I've done, I use my Castle Art tin box to put all of my little distressed inks in it and my clouds makers. I've seen those done, so I cut me some out myself. And so I keep all of my little distressed inks in here, which makes it really nice because then they're safe and they're not going anywhere. Now, I think we better just quit. So let me line this back up. And let me get up higher. Let me see if you can see both sides. You can. That is our completed double page of The Horse and the Four Bottles. That's the story. So I hope you enjoyed this. And so I will put this up now. And thank you for all of my new subscribers, my old subscribers. You don't know what that means to me, how much I appreciate you all. And I love speaking and answering your comments, because we are kind of friends and family now in the color world. And you were colorists, and I have started a Facebook page under the same name, Coloring for the Joy of It. And you just have to answer a couple questions. Anybody can join. And then you can post your pictures and we can just have a good time on there. So that's up to you. But nobody's joined yet, but I'm going to leave it and I'll keep checking it every day. And I'll put the link in this memo again. It's in quite a few of the other ones. And thank you. If you haven't subscribed and you're a new viewer, welcome. Welcome. We thank you very much for watching our video. And we hope you'll subscribe. We hope you'll give me a thumbs up if you like it. And if you like to leave me a comment, you want to tell me something or suggest something, I'm always happy to hear everything. So if nobody's told you today that you're wonderful, you're amazing, and that you're loved, I love you all, each and every one of you. Thank you. Bye. See if I can shut it